Yeah, hello and good day, everyone, and welcome to the fifth and final installment of this summer series short webinars, which is the Master Your Connection. Today, we're actually going to discuss about BIM Link with our program IDEA StatiCa. And as well, my name is Gene. I am a product engineer for IDEA StatiCa Asia and Pacific, and I will be your presenter for today's session. As usual, we are using the GoToWebinar platform, and by default, you are muted. And if you have, during the session, if you have some questions during the webinar, I have my colleague with me who will try our best to answer all your questions. So please try to type in your questions at the GoToWebinar application. And should we run out of time, because sometimes we have a lot of questions in the background, we will try to answer your questions via email. And lastly, I just want to remind everyone that this whole session of the webinar is being recorded. So yeah, today's webinar is the last part. Like I mentioned, it's a summer series. This is a series of 5 short webinars where beginners will try to learn quickly all the basics, and not just basics, of course. If you want to watch all the recaps of our recordings, you can actually watch it through our YouTube channel and also into our support webpage. So in today's topic, we are going to talk about how do IDEA StatiCa BIM Link works, and we also a brief introduction of how to install BIM Link using your FEA programs and CAD software. We will also have a demonstration regarding the workflow using your CAD software. In this case, we're using Tekla Structures, and a demonstration as well using workflow for FEA software. In this case, we will be demonstrating using Autodesk Robot. And we will also show some links between connection application and the 3D application. And during the end of the session, we will find some tutorials how to do your FEA or CAD programs using IDEA StatiCa web page. And of course, we will check what are the compatible versions and limitations from your global FEA or CAD software. So let's start with I'm going to turn off my camera now. So how IDEA StatiCa BIM Link works now? BIM links to most widespread FEA and CAD programs are actually developed and maintained by IDEA StatiCa and are included already in the initial setup. So after the installation, actually the program automatically integrates all your BIM Link with FEA programs and CAD programs that is already installed in your PC. And should you want to install your software after the IDEA StatiCa has been installed, you can actually install it using the BIM Link installer. Later on, I will show you how to do it very briefly. So we data transfer also from IDEA StatiCa FEA projects is managed through Checkbot application. Checkbot is an application used to import and manage structural joints, connections, and members that you want to analyze and code check in IDEA StatiCa. No? checkbox, it actually allows synchronizations of imported models after you updates from your source FEA or CAD projects. So we have supported integrations with leading softwares, for example, like most commonly used here in Asia, like StatPro, ETABS, SAP 2000 Robot, Tekla, Revit, just to name a few. And furthermore, IDEA StatiCa actually cooperates closely with key industry players like Autodesk, Healthy, Trimble, Nemetschek, just to develop and provide the best workflows for structural engineers. Actually, these cooperations ensures that no data has to be entered twice during the design process, thereby saving time and minimizing errors. So just a brief overview how to install your BIM link. So we actually want to install your BIM link during the initial process. This will actually pop up. So let me just hide my slide, and then if I show this one right there, you will see that this actually install your program. You will see this activate BIM link button, and once you want to install, this actually will see something like this, and it will identify all your CAD or FEA software that is already installed in your computer. All you have to do is just click on install, and the program will automatically integrate all your software into IDEA StatiCa application. So that's the very quick overview. And then I will go back to my slide and see this one. So once we have installed, so all this information will be available into your PC. So I will now show you the basic design workflow of IDEA StatiCa using your CAD programs. So for example, you have Tremble or Tekla structures, Autodesk Revit, or probably Autodesk Advanced Steel if it's more common. The one that you actually captures in IDEA StatiCa is you capture the geometry, the profiles, and the shapes of the sections. But if, since it's a CAD program, the loadings are actually not present, so there's no loads being captured. Bolts and welds are automatically captured in this checkbox application, so you do not have to worry about anything. All you have to do is apply loads into the connection, and once you apply loads, you can actually just run and code check your connection, and that's the basic workflow using your CAD program. And now the basic workflow for FEA programs is, in this case, for example, you have ETABS, quite common here in Asia. You have SAP 2000, StatPro, Midas. So all you have to do is just export it to checkbox application. And the difference here is that the same as CAD, which captures all the geometry, the profile sections. In this case, the loads are now being captured, and the load combinations are now being captured. So you will actually save some time doing manual inputs on your your design application, because imagine how much time you have to do doing all. For example, you have 100 combinations. That's quite a lot. So once you capture that, all you have to do is use the or export to connection application and put some manufacturing operations, and then run the code checks. So that's the basic workflow of using the FEA programs with IDEA StatiCa. So let's start with the demo then in this case. So let me just close my slide. So here I have example of steel building. It's a platform from Tekla Structures. So let's try to run checks here using IDEA StatiCa. So now before that, I'm going to export this. So as you can see, it's already installed in my system. So all I have to do is just go to this tab right here, IDEA StatiCa, and you will see that the checkbot is already available here. And once I run checkbot, all I have to do is click this button right here, and in the background, the checkbot application will actually appear. So this is what will appear here. And during the initials, you will see that you have the options to select steel or concrete. And in concrete, just bear in mind that if you want to use concrete, that this is currently available only in Eurocode. But if you have to design in steel, we have various codes that are available, Eurocode, AISC code, Canadian, Australia, to name a few. So in this case, in our example, we'll just use the default using Eurocode. I just want to create project. And when I create project, this will actually, this checkbot application will actually appear. So how do I import this structure into the checkbot application? So you will see that here it asks you to, it prompts you that there is no structure in here. So you have the possibility to choose either bulk or one under import. If, for example, you have a very huge project or big project, I would really suggest that you use import as one nodes or one members. But since in this case our structure is just quite a small structure, we can just say a bulk in this case. So I just click on bulk, and when I click on bulk, it asks that waiting for users to select in Tekla structure. So all I do is just right over here, and then when I click on there, I just hit my space bar. Once I hit my space bar, this one will appear, and then I go back again, and then I hit space bar. You will notice that there are nodes already captured here. So when the nodes are already captured, when I hit the space bar, it will start using the import already. I always got these questions or case received that how come it doesn't capture all my nodes or my connections in Tekla, but some users actually miss that procedure. Instead of doing selecting the members and then the nodes, they just select one, so they missed all, and then they haven't captured all those information. So now that we have this one right here, let's just wait for a few seconds. Okay, now it's here. So you will see that all the nodes, all the members, the profiles, if I see here, the section shape are captured, the geometry, and all I have to do is actually look for some joint connections that I need to design. I also want to show that when you look into the loads here, there's nothing captured. So there's no, because this is a CAD application, and then there's no loading has been applied into Tekla, so it didn't capture any loads at all. So in this case, let's try to see this joint right here, and if I just click on this member, this node, or I can actually right click here or right click there, it doesn't matter, you can do that. Here I can click on open and just say open the connection application to capture the joint that is being exported. So here, this is actually, as you can see, this is actually exactly the same as what we have um, in this Tekla model right here. So it's being captured so far. So all we have to do is check this, because most of the time during initial stage of your project, some designs are just placeholders. When some structure engineers are asked whether can you check this, whether this connection works during the initial stage. So this is how we are trying to do the checks so far. So we are ready to calculate this joint, but we don't have loads so far. So I have my loads that is being captured from this example. I can actually import it directly using button here, and I can create this load. So I have my loadings right here. There are actually a number of load combinations here, but for this example, let's just capture these two load combinations for a quick analysis. And let me just open that one, and I'm going to copy and paste it. If there are 80 existing loads, you can also try to replace existing loads if you type it wrongly, but in this case, it's just leave it as it is, and I can click on OK. Right. So here, I already have my loads, and all I have to do is now calculate. So let's just give it a few seconds. It will run in the background to do the checks. It takes about 30 seconds to run the analysis, to complete the analysis and code check this specific joint for this connection alone. So let's just wait for a second, probably 10 more seconds to finish calculation, and then here we go. So as you can see, we have these results already, and you have here all this notification right here that all the loads in the analysis 100% is being applied. So we are good for that. And the plates has been checked based on plastic strain. You have 1.4 bolts, 82.1. These are the results, and also for the welds. So that's basically how the workflow for the CAD application using IDEA StatiCa. Now let's try to do it the same way, but this time use the FA programs that we use. In this case, we will try this robot model. So I have here a robot model with all the loads that I have already. So all I have to do is run the analysis, in Checkbot, and then, but before that, we need to import it. As again, I have it installed already in my system. All I have to do is just capture this and click on IDEA StatiCa. It will run in the background again. So as usual, this one will appear. I will leave the design code to your code, and I'll just create a project. So the same way that we do here, let's capture the same workflow. I'm going to click on this, and from here, I just click on connection. So it would take about 30 seconds, I say, to import all this. No, roughly about a minute or so, because now we're not only exporting the joints, we're not only exporting the geometry and the cross sections, we are also exporting the loads coming from your global FEA model. So the export time actually from here will probably differentiate by 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how big is your project. So let's just wait for a few seconds, and then it should appear your all the models here in the checkbot application. Let's give it a 30 more seconds. And it should appear just momentarily. Just bear with it for a while. Just give it a few seconds. I actually calculated this already with a few minutes, and the link should appear. Okay, so we have it captured, and all those information has been captured. Like I said, we can show the loadings. It's already here. All the loads being imported. There are some load case that needs to be checked, and you can actually show some moments, and you can check on like that. You can show everyone, every joints, and the moment diagram. You can see the actual diagrams and the shear diagram. You have the possibility to look into that. And one trick right here, because you have some joints here that are actually not continuous, like one example here. In checkbot, you have the possibility to actually merge all these members. No, so all you have to do is just click on merge, and then this will merge all these members. No, it doesn't affect all your loadings. IDEA StatiCa already captures those information. So I can merge all this stuff, and then it will merge all this stuff, members. So we are now ready to do some connection design. And say, for example, I want to just click on this node right here. I can actually just right click or open it from here. You will see that I already captured all the loadings and information inside. So give a second. Okay. So, all right, here we have the joint captured, but you will see that, oh, not all members has been captured, no? Because there are actually some bracings in this direction and in this direction. So what is going on? We can actually capture all this information by just saying, okay, let's try to close this first. This is one of the tips for you how to do this. Let me go back. Here in this node, I can actually, under connected members, if you see my cursor, I just click on this, and there you can see that there is possibility actually to include all these members. All I have to do is click on control and hit this button right there. And when I click this connected members again, it should be captured already. And I can open the connection once again. So it's just with something in the background, and you will see that all this is already been captured. And all I have to do is do some manufacturing operations here and connect all these joints. So I can actually click on propose and find something that can be connect here. Now this is quite fast. All I have to do is use this data right here and then click on OK. There it is. I can just click on save. So you can run the analysis for that. But let me just give you another example. So what if I don't have something in my templates? This is very quick example as well. I'm going to example. I want to include this one and this one, and then open up. Open up the nodes so that you can run the analysis. Give it a second. It's just running in the background. So you will see, okay, I have it down there. It's already been captured. If I click on propose, there is actually nothing. Huh? So one tip for this is that to find something that is already in the templates that we can probably make use of. So there's nothing here. All I can do is actually just go on selection. And when I click on this selection, I'll see, okay, I want to, for example, I want to just click on this one, this one, this one, and probably this one. Oops, sorry. Okay, it's just right there. And then, okay, you just say if it appear, okay, so it appears already there that we have something here. All I have to do is just click on apply and then use the same, and it should be applied in the background. So all we have to do is just model this connection that is something left. So it seems a little bit of time, actually. So let's try to model a connection here very quickly. We can use this manufacturing operations to do that. We can do connecting plate, or we can actually do gusset plates. Either way, you can do that. So let's try this example using this connecting plate right here. And I will see what is all right. I will ask this member, which is member 52, and then should be new plate related to this one, and also related to this, plate right there. There it is. So I can actually adjust my weight. So let's say, for example, I want to use 175 over there, and I want to change the plate length to, let's say, 120, and plate width to be 100, and that should be right. There's still some clashing, so very quickly I can change the cassette, the Tor, and say I can chamfer, for example, this case, let's just do 40, and number 2, or corner number 2, I should say, and then we have it there, and we still have some clashing here. I could probably use the tongue, and then round it, say 45, 1 and 2. Can apply, and that should be fine. I can change this to 30, and that's basically how you're gonna model. And you can run your analysis as well in this case after that. So I already have saved. I don't need to run the analysis. I already show you that example in the Tekla. So let's just go one final one. I need to show you this example to link the with the base plate with our 3D application. So let me try to open this joint right here. And you can see it will open the background, and I have this member right there. So all I have to do is actually do the design, and as we have discussed from the previous series, we have to change the model type of this bracing right here. Gonna change that to NVY and VZ, and I put some foundations in it. So I can click on propose and find something similar to this right in my templates. So I actually have quite lots of these examples right here. Okay, let's try to use this eccentric foundation, for example, and I will leave those parameters as it is, and that should probably be, that's fine. I will quickly run the analysis from here. Give it a few seconds. It is rather quick, actually, probably about less than a minute. All right, we're there. Okay, so here actually we have the results, and we can see that all, in this case, the anchors is actually failing by more than 40%. And if you check on that, you actually can say that in the anchors, under the anchors, there are some calculations that say, okay, we are actually failing. And if you see from this example, we're actually failing, and the interactions between tensile and shear forces. So just bear in mind that in the connection application, we are actually designing the concrete without those reinforcement. But one way to solve these problems is actually by the use of our detail application. Currently, it is in beta, which is, if I click on this one, it will automatically capture all these. Let's say if I just click on somewhere there, okay, let me save it under documents. Let's say Node 5. Click on save. It will actually run the detail application in the background. So let's give it a second and say, all right, here we have captured everything. So you have the transfer device, which is your anchors. You have the possibility to change this to adhesive or cast in place. In this example, let's say you do cast in place reinforcement. I would leave the material as it is. And I can also, in this case, I can put some reinforcement. The loads are already captured from the connection application. So you will see that in the connection application, you already see that, oh, I have here my loadings. These are actually came from the stresses on the wells or the profiles. So you do not have to worry about that. It's already been captured in this application. All you have to do is do some, add some reinforcement. In this case, I will try to use 16 mm. And for example, I'm going to use reinforcement material using B500B. And I can change the reinforcement to, for example, I just don't want one. And I want to put some edges right there. This example is just say 3 and 4. I have the possibility to do some anchorage, all like that, all like that, all like that. Okay, let's just leave it as it is. Here, I can add some, let's say, number of layers of, I don't know, 5 or 6. Okay, probably 5. 5, and let's just say this is 175, and that should capture all those right there. So also on the other side, I can, instead of doing the same thing, I can actually just copy the whole operation. And then when I copy the whole operation, okay, I'll just say, oh, I want to make it on another surface. And then there I have it. So I have now this example. All I have to do is click on save and then run the calculation. This is a beta version, so it actually takes a while to run this analysis. So in our case, I have already prepared a result for this, which shows you that from failure of 140%, when we introduce the reinforcement, it's already passing. So basically, you will see that from here, the concrete is actually 99.5%. Your anchorage is just 37.1%. You have the possibility also to check on various the reinforcement, see the stresses, that, and also the anchorage. And if you want to have some, for example, want to see the stresses on the concrete, inside the concrete, all right, depending on load combinations, like that, I have this one. So there you can actually look into the sections and see all your stresses on the concrete. You can also use that in the other direction and see how that stresses goes into the concrete. So that's basically the examples for BIM Link. Let me just go back to my slides once more. Just want to tell you that for those of you that doesn't have the access for the 3D, you can actually unlock 3D footings by just signing on into our website and placing it with your name or your email address. You can sign up and open and test the 3D detail application. The license is actually valid until end of October because there will be a new release coming in. So you better stay tuned for the updates. And if I just one more stuff, there is actually one thing that I have to show you. I still have a few minutes left probably. Let's just make use of this thing. All right, here you have the possibility to export this into viewer, open in viewer. And when you open it in viewer, you have the options to share this information to, let's say, your BIM technicians or your drafters, so that they will see, okay, these are the cutting list or the size of the plate of the plate, the diameter of the holes, and so on. You also have the possibility to export this into a 3D DWG file and also an IFC file. So you have plenty of options to share, but the good thing is you can also share this via link. If you copy and paste this, click on copy. And for example, I want to open my Chrome here, which is to simulate for example, my colleague somewhere else. I can just click and paste this information, and you will see that, okay, this file or this specific connection will be shared to your colleagues. So as you can see, it is no longer signed in here. So let me just go back into my slides, I would say. Just click on this. Okay, just to do a quick recap of what we have captured. So your 3D CAD model, your FEA global model can be synchronized into a checkbot. And from checkbot, you can share it to viewers and share it using hyperlinks to your colleagues. And you can also, from checkbot, that's what we did. We open it in connection application, or at the same time, you can open it in member application. So from connections, you can export only through IFC, but from viewer, if you export it from viewer, you have the possibility to export it to IFC, 3D DWG file, and you can also export your connection project file or into your own connection library. So that's basically what I have. In the next couple of days, we will be releasing the updates for the detail, and this will again be available later on in a latest version in the connection application. So that's basically the end of my demonstration, and probably the end of the series. I just want to say a few things, and that I would like to invite you everyone to join the campus and its online platform used for actually educating our users how to correctly use our software. And there are also special courses that you can study at your own pace, and you have the possibility to get a certificate. So thank you very much for your attendance today. And after the webinar, you will get a very short survey, and also all the recordings will be available on our webpage and in our YouTube channel. And as well as if you want to try IDEA StatiCa Connection application, you may download the trial version for 14 days. And of course, there are lots of documentation, tutorials, and webinars online that are available in our website. So just please go to our support and learning page, and you can find out more from there. So again, thank you very much, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the day. So goodbye.